Jason, before you do that, just in general note for the new guys is that we are now required to live stream on YouTube all public meetings in this room. So you're on YouTube, so be careful what you say and what, so just, and they're recorded. And the tendency will be at some point that people will mine all that data and it's amazing what they do now. You really can't trust. Well, one of the weather stations I watched, the guy came on last night and said, today the fruit is strawberry. And he sends out a list. If I'm not eating a strawberry, when you tune in, that's AI, it's not me. He has a system set up so because you can't tell. You cannot tell. And I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but my mom had but on YouTube, you can pull up the Super Bowl and it's all AI. And, and all the email, all the links are from overseas or whatever. And they get all those hits. People think they're watching the Super Bowl, but they're not. But you can just tell they're not real people, but it's pretty scary. So just understand you're on YouTube, so be careful what you say and what you do.
I guess we're on this.
It's live.
All right.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank
I'll
you.
let you know we need something.
Yeah, very good.
What our officers were, Jeff Schreier was president, I was vice president. Ron Speaker was the secretary. And, Ron and Jeff both retired, so that he'd be in the middle chair. So I guess so we're looking for a president and a secretary, is that right?
Yes, chairman, actually, but chairman, vice chairman, and secretary.
Okay.
As far as the secretary's duty, Ron just used to keep some notes. I write up the minutes. So, if whoever the secretary is, that responsibility would just be taking some notes for me to kind of have a backup. Of course, we got the video, you can always go back and look at the video, but if someone would just kind of keep track of the motions and the votes, that would be the secretary's responsibilities as far as what Ron used to do.
Are we just, looking for volunteers or how? does
Oh,
this
if
work?
anybody wants to make a motion or a slate of
You want to be the
officers, you can
president,
do them.
Jason?
You can do them individually, or however you want to do it.
Or the chairman, I
You've got
guess?
my
I,
experience on other boards that, you should be elevated to that one for the next year.
I can be the chairman. I can't be the chairman for very long because I'm not very good at it. I don't enjoy it. But, if anyone would like to, that would be great. But if no one else would like to, I can do it for at least a year. No
Well, I'll
more
tell you
than a
what.
year.
I will make a motion that, I'm gonna make motion for all three offices. Or maybe since we got all new ones, should we do them individually? Make any difference?
It doesn't make a difference, Carl.
I nominate Jason Engelow for president. And I would nominate Jason Pence for vice president. And it's gonna be a toss-up here.
We can give Mr. Glick
Oh,
the
I was
job.
gonna say, I mean, I don't wanna take it away from you.
I think I will nominate Justin Burbrink for secretary.
I'll second that.
There's something going on down there at that end of the table, isn't there?
Well, there's been a motion and a second for me to be president. Do it again. You're gonna be,
Vice.
yeah, Jason Pence will be vice president. Okay. Justin will be secretary. So
I'll need a
I guess,
pen though if I'm gonna be secretary, because I forgot one.
Take care of that.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
First day.
You guys will do a good job.
I guess, has everybody read the minutes of the last meeting?
If you weren't here, you won't be able to vote on it.
Right?
So I would make a motion that, We accept the minutes of the December 29th meeting as mailed to the board.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded, to approve the minutes, December 29th meeting. All in favor of that, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Appointment of Drainage Board Attorney.
I don't mean to capitalize on the talking here, but I haven't asked him, but I'm just going to assume he'll do it. So I'm going to make a motion that we appoint Jim Schoaf as our drainage board attorney.
I'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that Jim Schoaf be our Drainage Board Attorney. Guess all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
One opposed. Right. Appointment of Joint Drain Board members for 2026. I guess we,
Who was on the joint
Wait.
last year?
We got two joint boards, one was Jackson County and one was Shelby County. In the past, Jason and Ron were for, Jackson County, and Carl and Jeff were for Shelby County. As far as how often they meet, usually we have a meeting down at Jonesville once a year, for the Jackson Joint Board. And then the Shelby just meets as needed, which is maybe once every 2 or 3 years.
And we
So,
just had that in the summer, wasn't it? Late
yeah,
summer?
yeah, I don't really anticipate any activity with Shelby County in 26. It could happen, but, maybe one meeting a year each at the most.
That just a volunteer thing or?
Yes, we usually have 2 members from Jackson County and 2 from our board, and then 2 from Shelby and 2 from our board, so.
But yes.
But yeah, but to volunteer to, like, I would be the person, I would volunteer to do that. Yeah.
We can make a motion that we would appoint you to the,
Yeah, well, I'm just,
The only thing we gotta maybe be aware of is if we have a hearing in Shelby, Bartholomew, then we don't really want a board member that might have a conflict of interest
yeah.
on one of those drains. But,
Okay.
that'd be the only red flag. that I
And
can think of.
conversely, I suppose in Jackson County
Correct.
too?
Correct, but the
yes, we're off
two-
the hook.
Would Justin or his
Well,
dad
it'd
be
more
on
like
that drain?
He for Shelby County, me for, because you're,
that would probably fit better.
yeah.
been on the Jackson County, we haven't had any issues.
We haven't had any hearings, we just have our meeting, and we really don't have too many things to vote on,
Right, and
really.
they really don't do anything.
Yeah. That's how you'd want it to be, like southern, north,
That would
south.
avoid any possible conflict.
Right.
If that
Okay.
happened to arise.
You have any ground on Hawk Creek drain?
No. Farm next to the farm next to the county line. I rent ground next to it. But,
Jungle.
yeah,
The drains for Shelby County would be Hawk Creek, Sydney Branch, and, Kate Inslee.
Well, why don't we then, I think,
I would volunteer for the Jacksons.
I was gonna say, maybe me and Jason here be for the Shelby County, and we'll let Trevor and Jason Pence for the Jackson County. And That way, I don't know if Justin and Kurt have any ground on that, knobby.
Our name's on it. It's like the Burbank Nobby
Yeah,
something. I
yeah.
mean, we probably don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Sounds like direct conflict.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Right.
If you're not offended, Justin,
I am not offended.
we'll leave you off here the first year.
Yes, that's
It
totally
could be
fine.
neither one of them may not even meet. I don't know, but anyway.
What was the drains for the Shelby?
Hall Creek, Sydney Branch, and Kate Hensley.
Okay, is that farm of Don Schreer's?
No, it's,
It's high ground
About
around
half a mile
Clifford, isn't
away.
it?
it's right at, St. Louis Crossing. That farm right there at St. Louis Crossing.
Yeah, if you just farm it, that's not a conflict.
You don't own it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay.
So do we need a motion in that?
That would be good.
You want a motion? Okay, I'd make a motion that, Carl Linnup and Jason Engelow will serve on the Shelby Joint Drain. And Trevor Glick and Jason Pence will serve on the Jackson Bartholomew Joint Drain.
I'll second that.
It's been, moved and, seconded that, Carl and I be on the, Shelby Joint Drain, and that, Jason Pence and Trevor will be on the Jackson County Joint Drain. I guess, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Right, motion carried. Adam Lort's Chicken Creek discussion on judicial review.
I think everybody was maybe given a copy. Did you give everybody? Everybody was given a copy of that. We were served a petition for judicial review for what was approved and passed last meeting. The property owners are feeling that. Obviously, we don't want to go into details of all that stuff, but, you know, given some information, and it's my understanding if we want to discuss it into detail, we probably need to have an executive meeting, with the reason being it's open litigation, and we don't need to share any public information right now. It's not a big, crazy thing, other than it's just part of the process.
And so if it gets to the point where we need board input, we'll just have, Tom will set up an executive session that we have to advertise, and your comment will be closed to the public. I don't anticipate that's probably going to be necessary, but we're in the process of figuring that out.
Do you have any other?
I would just, since it's open litigation, I just wouldn't talk about it to anybody. There's no help to it. It's based upon the record that happened during those two meetings. So no additional information that comes in except what's on the record. And so any discussion is just not gonna be helpful. Because you can't answer any questions they have. And there's no input from that, so it's based on the record of what was happened. Basically, it's an appeal. So we'll get some deadlines the next couple of days will get filed, and then we have to go through the process of saying what we're gonna do. And then we'll probably need to retain other counsel to do it's a 22-page complaint. And I don't have time to do that. And like with the county stuff, I cover everything with them, but we hire outside counsel and get into litigation. So we may have to hire outside counsel in litigation, depending on what we decide next couple of days. So just be aware of it. Don't talk about it.
All right. You're able to be a conduit for us.
Oh, yeah.
Us and the other council
Oh, yeah, that's
and
not a problem.
the guidance as far as we
Yeah, when you say what
we
you
move to
do,
the process.
well, I have my appearance to file. What's the date, Monday?
Yep.
My appearance will be filed Tuesday, or Wednesday on the suit, so to show me as attorney of record. And we'll file a motion for enlargement of time to get additional time to answer complaints. So that's one in last, what, 25 years, Tom?
No, last one was in 2002.
Two? Okay.
So, yeah, almost 25 years.
So feel free to read it over and. Not all you can do now, right?
Good enough. Helm and Drain, certification of assets and proposals for maintenance.
Okay, we're gonna do the certification first. All the claims have come in for the Tillman Phase 2 reconstruction. That work's all been completed, so we have our total. And the total did not exceed the assessments that were part of the public hearing. So we kept the assessment schedule the same. And, all that's been advertised and just need your signature so we can take it down to the auditor to get the billing process started.
Got it there.
Isn't that very nice? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Christ. Red boundary.
Yeah.
Like the watershed.
I think Carl, if I want to lose this one. I'll find another one.
Sounds like that's happened before.
A little history, little refresher on the Tillman Drain. Might want to refer to your map that I put in your packets. Back in 2015, we, had the first phase of the reconstruction, completed. That was Lawyer Excavating, and they did that lower, 4,500 feet on the west side of the original tiles. And then the second phase, we did this similar tile, 18-inch on the eastern side, both from the outlet up to County Road 100 North. And in doing those, we connected any laterals that were coming from the east or the west on the two new tiles. So basically, the two remaining original tile are basically, we've abandoned them. They're not really serving any purpose. So I went ahead and got quotes to have that lower 4,500 feet of the old clay tiles destroyed, so we don't have to keep messing with tile holes and other issues. So I do have two quotes on an hourly basis to do that, if the board wants to go ahead with that. So we got tile are in terrible bad shape, so I think now while we've got all the ground disturbed, be a good time to do that. And Arnold's are planning to put in some tile of their own, so they're gonna do more disturbance. So I think it'll be a good time to do our second disturbance and then Brian can get all that cleaned up. Not have to worry about us coming back another day.
Are you planning to just dig it every 10, 12, 15,
Every
20 feet?
Every 50 feet is what I.
Every 50 feet?
Yeah, that should take care of it.
Usually probably has a lot of sediment in it already.
One of them's basically already non-functioning. It was pretty, almost full of dirt already, one of them, so.
Do you fill it with something then every?
No, we just
Tear it up.
Just break it down and backfill the hole and, I mean, they're gonna settle some more, but they'll fill up pretty quick. So,
All right, this is from Romine Tile Service. I use a Gale M-100. It's $200 for the delivery and pickup of the excavator at $149 an hour. There's one here from Wells. Cat 320 excavator for $150 now.
Who's that from?
Wells,
Okay.
that's pretty close.
Is there no like pickup or delivery on the one or?
That is true. It does
no,
not
Jerry
say.
doesn't ever have any move in or move out fees.
Mobilization, demobilization.
Yeah, there
Just
won't-
counts it in his hourly
there
total
won't- There
probably.
won't be $200 worth of, 200 hours either, will it?
No. And I know, is it a bigger excavator too?
I'm not familiar with the,
Yeah,
What is it, a 320?
320 and then a Gale M100.
Gale?
Yeah. I don't know which one would dig faster and be done faster and if it never really mattered.
What's the size of the one he's got that he uses for this tile? You know what size that is, Jason?
Who? Darren?
Yeah.
It's that,
Is that one? You
it's that
think
one
that's the
there.
one?
That's the one yeah,
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot smaller than the 320.
yeah,
320, pretty good size.
yeah.
Gale is, it's a pretty,
And then,
Yeah, it's more like that size, yeah. So,
well, no, there's a Gale M100. Is that right?
no,
No.
it's a smaller one. So, I mean, he pretty much dug right alongside of it, so I guess he'd know where to go and,
well, we'll mark it. We got it on
Yeah.
GPS, so we'll mark it for each 50 feet, so.
So can I just ask a question just because I don't know? So is this Tillman drain 100% tile? It's not a ditch at all, or did the tile run beside a ditch?
Majority of it is tile. There's a small amount of open ditch between the outlet of the tile to the river,
Okay,
but all through the farm field, it's all.
all tile.
Yeah, all that yellow line, that bold yellow line that's on there is all the new tile. Put in, correct?
Yes, the yellow is the phase 2, yes.
It's the most recent one that was just completed.
Basically, Justin, the reason does look a little funny, but there were two big clay tile side by side. I mean, I don't know, how far apart were they?
Oh, they're touching each other.
Really, that close?
It's hard to work on them because they're right next to each other. If one breaks, you got almost break the other one to get to it.
And they were, what, close to 100 years old?
Early 1900s.
And so when they got a hole, it sucked out a basement.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a. So I think we caught a little grief. Why, when we got ready to do phase 2, why was it necessary? But Tom says it's just a tremendous amount of water up there. in that area. What, a lot of it's groundwater, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Going down into sandy gravel.
it's wet until it turns dry, and then when it turns dry, you gotta turn on an irrigation system. So,
And those phase 1 and 2, they're both the same size.
Yes, both 18 inch.
yeah.
So then
And
they're,
what do
they're
you
tile that take in other tile that's already in existing fields, correct? Or they're just,
There's not a lot of laterals on the lower end. Once you get above, 100 north, there's more tile hooked on up on toward the upper end.
I'm just curious, do we have several drains in this county that are tile and not ditches, or
Got several,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was just totally unaware of,
Yeah,
of that.
that's where all our,
You can get your map, he just printed one off recently
well,
for me to hang.
I
on
think
the
he's got a map, but it doesn't tell which one.
wall. Which is tile
which
or which
is
is open ditch.
Yeah, yeah. Unless you go to, there's a layer on our county website of drains if you wanna peruse through that.
And at some point down the road, Tom, what is phase 3? It is just one tile, isn't it?
One tile after you get north of 100 north, it's just a single tile.
And it's how big?
It's 18 all the way up to the interstate.
18 inch.
Cause then will that help drain that new housing addition that's going up there?
Well, they redirected most of that water to the Joseph Anthony drain.
Okay.
When we do phase 3, will the tile be removed? Or will that old tile need to be destroyed up through there too?
That 18-inch clay.
18 inch bell tile also.
Is it in as bad a shape? But it's probably old and
It's just as old as the other tile, but it's deeper, so it's hasn't had as much weight on it to break it down. Usually when we have a tile hole up on the upper end, it's just a gap between the two tiles, and they're usually not quartered like they are on the lower end.
but it's even deeper.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty shallow on the low end. Places, only had a couple of feet of cover in places.
Oh.
Would have to evaluate that, Jason, as far as,
Yeah,
yeah, phase 3 will be a little bit different than these other two phases. But it definitely has some issues. We got a lot of slope on the upper end. And then once it starts to flatten out, we keep having blowholes because it couldn't get away downstream. This new tile may help that, but, we got one farm on that Detmer farm that just one hole, little hole right after the other, we're pushing out.
Is there any other projects coming up that Jerry would be doing?
He's caught up except the Clarence Hall drain. But he doesn't have anything else for us on the book, so, I mean, this is only like 2-day job
Yeah.
to break that tile down, so. But he would, it's definitely a larger excavator if
Yeah, could dip it
that's the one
faster.
if that's the one Darren's quoting, it's
Yeah.
definitely a lot larger.
I make a motion that we approve, Wells to break down the tile.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded to accept the bid from Wells Excavating for $150 an hour. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Status of drain fund.
I've got update for you if I can find the right file. There it is on the bottom. This is the report we normally do twice a year right after tax time, tax settlement. And that one I gave you, you can throw away, so if it has a slight error. I'm gonna give you two of these to replace that one. Look, one of them is the end of the year, last year, and the other one's a little more current. We didn't have a meeting last month, we had some activities in January, so I'm gonna give you one for the end of 25 and then one a little more current.
You said this one was fast.
Yeah, just throw that away. I'm just gonna jump ahead to the one dated, February 5th. Probably the main items that would have any concern would be probably we've got, 5 drains that still owe, I guess substantial amount to the general drain funds, the Edward Armith at 25,000. The Brush Creek maintenance at 128,000. Cross Creek construction at 42,000. The William Brockman Phase 1 tile reconstruction of 123,000. And then the recent, Robert Tillman Phase 2 at, 225,000. So those are the 4 main drains that owe the general drain fund, and they're all paying back. But, that is what has used up a lot of our general drain money recently. Other than that, I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have on any of those numbers. And we have a, current balance of right 145,000 in the general drain fund.
Notice Denoy Creek has quite a bit in it. Does that cause any issues to have that much money in the?
No, it's bringing in quite a bit of interest every month, but,
Right.
that was the drain that we had anticipated doing some more work, but we ran into some permit issues and then it filled up pretty quick when we didn't spend any, and then we went ahead and, it's been shut off for several years now, but it's bringing in some pretty good interest right now, so.
Could you explain to me a little bit how it works? You have fund names. Does it all go into the general fund?
The general drain fund is kind of our bank.
Yeah,
So if we have either a maintenance or a reconstruction, that a reconstruction has to pull money out of the general drain because we cannot bill until the reconstruction is completed. So if we're gonna do a construction or a reconstruction, it has to come from the general drain fund ahead of time.
Has to be borrowed from.
Has to be borrowed from the general drain, and then it normally our reconstructions or constructions are paid back over a 5-year period with 10% interest, or they can pay it off in 1 year without any interest. So
And that's set with state law.
Yeah. So when we do a reconstruction or construction, we really don't know how soon we're gonna get that money back. I mean, it's kind of varies from watershed to watershed, doesn't it, Carl?
Yeah.
So is a certain percentage of every named fund go into the general fund, or does it all goes in and then it's just allocated back, or?
Well, the general drain fund is just our seed money.
Okay.
So, and if we have a, if we have a maintenance fund for a drain, and say there's $10,000 in that fund, but we got a $15,000 project, we'll spend that 10,000, then we'll borrow 5,000 from the general drain. But then there's assessments coming in on that maintenance every year that will, as that money comes in, it goes into the general drain fund to pay it back just as soon as it comes in. And we can only keep 4 times the estimated annual maintenance amount in each of those maintenance funds. If it gets up to a certain level, we have to discontinue collecting on it temporarily. So,
How's the general fund ever funded then?
there was some money back years ago, some revenue sharing money. And we did not have to ask for any money from the county until this last year.
That was in 86 was when that last money was put in, was that, if you
I
remember?
don't know if I have that with me, but,
Probably, that would have been at the end of 24 when we had that.
It's basically like the drainage fund's working capital.
yes.
Yeah. And, that was the council that gave that money, and that wasn't asked again. There was no other money given from the council until 2 years ago. So
We asked-
it sat there for,
It worked for a long
it
time
worked for a really long time. yeah.
until things got so dang expensive here in the last 10 years.
Started doing these big reconstructions, expensive reconstruction jobs. And we got 160,000 from council because we had this Tillman tile that we wanted to do, so we did go to council and got 160,000 to put in the general drain fund.
It was more,
So
sorry.
then does all the other money come from property tax?
Drain assessments?
Drain assessments on property taxes? Okay.
And it has to stay within that drain.
Yeah, so we couldn't take the money from the Denoise Creek and put it in somewhere else. It stays with that.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
General drain is the only one we can borrow from.
yeah.
Now, there are some counties that don't have individual, they have named funds, but I believe every resident or every property is just a general assessed tax fund, isn't it? That goes into a general fund, is that right?
Oh, a cume drain fund?
A Hume Dream Fund, yeah.
Some counties are that way.
Some-
That's
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
Where-
basically, everybody's
in the
responsible.
whole county, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it keeps it, I think it allows it that it can be used in anything then. But something that you pay on a drain is gonna fix his drain, and that doesn't benefit you in any way. So this is a really nice way to have it set
Or
up.
the user.
Yeah.
Until somebody doesn't like it.
And our drainage board, what, in the late 70s, established that?
I went from the commissioners to citizens board members, 78, I believe.
And that's when they decided to do it on a watershed basis instead of, because there are some counties like say, I mean, whether you all know it or not, you pay a really small amount to the Cume Bridge Fund to help build bridges. And honestly, we need to raise that rate too, because the price of bridges since I've been elected is just about tripled. We used to be able to build 3 bridges a year, over a lot of those places like you got down there in White Creek. A bridge is anything over 19 feet, I think, or 20.
20 feet and up.
20 feet and up's a bridge.
Under that is a small structure.
It's a culvert under that. But we used to routinely build bridges for 250 to 350,000. And, that bridge today is 750 to 900,000.
Like, what would
And-
it cost to fix that bridge that got condemned in there? Was it, is that county? No. Like, it'd be 800?
900 north.
900, yeah.
North, yeah.
I mean, that's.
Is that the one we got
the old steel-
closed?
the Old steel bridge, yeah.
Yeah, and that's
That's a
Yeah.
long,
that's the trouble, that particular one, Larry's been a commissioner for a long time. He won't deny it. 30, I don't know, 30 plus years. And he said he thinks in one of his very first terms, they spent like 70 or 80,000 to rehab it. So it had to be a long time ago. And it bought us about another 30 years. But they made us close it here, what,
it was last year. wasn't
8
it?
months ago? And it is, Larry's contention is, it was carrying traffic today. You made us close it tomorrow. How'd it go bad that quick, And honestly, if you could guarantee that only cars would go across it,
What is it?
you could probably open it, but you can't guarantee that.
No, Flat Rock, yeah.
A really
Flat Rock.
small opening at the end.
And that bridge,
Already.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get many farm equipment across it. It's like that bridge, where's that? Up here on, oh,
Tinky Bridge.
Tinky
yeah, Tinky
Bridge.
Bridge.
Yeah.
It's like,
Little one lane,
yeah,
yeah.
it's not, I mean, it's bigger than a one lane, but it's not big enough to get big
You
farm
can sure
equipment
drive a loaded
across.
semi across it though.
Yeah, I never did.
but it just turns out that, guess what? It is, in the eyes of the state, it's a historic, bridge. And so we can't take it to Croots. We can either leave it, build a new one aside of it. We can find somebody that will take it and put it somewhere else, like on a
Repurpose.
people trail or a walking trail, and we can build a new one. That's two options. Or we could do a full rehab of it. And guess what? A full rehab of it, when you rehab a historic bridge, you have to rehab it like you were rebuilding it when it was new 100 years ago. So I think a rehab for that bridge is probably like 2.5 million.
That's already.
2.5 to 3 million to rehab it in place. And to build that bridge new is probably in the 6 to 7 million range.
Oh, wow.
That's why we're driving around it.
So that's why,
Uh-huh.
that's why it's closed. Anyway, you think of the general drain fund as your own checkbook. And then all these drains put their money into it or take their money out of it. And if I'm Joseph Anthony and I don't quite have enough money to do a project, but the drainage board, Tom brings something and wants us to do something on Joseph Anthony, we will dip into the general drain fund to do that project. And then if we dip in there very much, then we decide that we maybe have to start reassessing the people on Joseph Anthony. And as Tom said, you can only build up in the savings account under Joseph Anthony 4 times the annual maintenance, estimated annual maintenance fund. So what, that Joseph Anthony, you could build up, what, 16,000, Tom? And then once once you had collected 16,000 in property taxes over a course of however many years, once you build it up to 16,000, then by law, you have to shut off the assessments. You have to spend it back down to what, probably zero?
No, you can, as long as it's
Less
less,
below
as long as it's
that.
less than the 4, you can start in again.
Okay, okay, okay.
Anything else on the status of the drain? All right, Benoit Creek, recommendation for maintenance work?
Okay, you have another map in your packets. I got a call a week or two ago from a resident in Bethel Village that was concerned about the erosion on the drain next to Falcon Drive. And I did go out there, paid a visit before the snow came. And it is working closer and closer to that county road. So my recommendation would be to realign that curve, try to match it in best we can. And rip wrap the outside of that curve and try to protect that county road. As was mentioned, there's lots of money in that drain fund. I would estimate somewhere around $7,500 to do that particular repair. We have not done any bank work or excavation through this section. We just cleared the trees off of it, but we have not done any excavation through this section previously.
Do you see it needing anything in the future? other than just
Well,
this?
if we can get this curve where it needs to be, then, the ultimate plan would be to do some excavation and straightening and both directions from it, because that was the ultimate plan after we got the clearing done, would be to start downstream and work our way up, but our permitting issues have kind of put a snag in that, so.
So can you explain the permitting issues? Cause I
Um,
know a couple people into Noise Creek further to the west where stuff's been done and then it's like quit and it's like a big mess and
Well, it
they're,
was a pretty big mess when we started,
Right.
but yeah, yeah, since this drain is more than 10 miles in length, it has to have DNR permit, has to have, Corps of Engineers permit, IDM permit.
not to clear trees, but to do anything else.
To move any dirt, yes.
But you can fix this without the permit?
Not legally.
So basically, this is just putting riprap there on the side.
We'd have to move some dirt to
Fill and then.
put some fill and then put the riprap on fill.
Would this fall into the case like there's so much right away next to that road could fall under like you could say it's like a county.
Let it go another year, it might be.
I mean, comes right into that. It's gonna keep shooting that way. It's not gonna stop it. I mean, it's.
Are you saying ask the county highway? would
No,
do
no,
it?
well,
I think the
Now,
county,
what
I think
point
the
does it
county
become
highway has already
maintenance?
directed those folks to us.
yeah, that's, what
I think it's ours.
yeah.
So are you saying we need to get permits to do this or we just do it or?
I would say permits.
So once you start that process, would it be a good idea to just get the permits for the entire thing or is that a
Well,
way?
they
different?
won't let you do that long length at one time. I wouldn't mean,
So you could break it down into sections.
that would help.
Phases, yeah.
So this could be phase. If you did break it down into phases, then really where you got the red line right there, you could break that down to a phase and then just. but
Could
you
that
can't-
red
but you
line
can't
be
do
one
that.
phase?
But you can't do that till you get permits for what you're saying.
You can't do this work without a permit.
Yeah,
Alright, so have we had to do this before, or is this the first time we've had to get permits?
To this extent, yes, because this drain is more than 10 miles in length and we have an exemption if it's less than 10 miles in length. So this is we've gotten permits in the past for some other drains, but they've been easier to get than what this one would be.
Ultimately, I mean, the drain is our responsibility, right? And, we've got the funds to do it, so I guess.
so we could vote on this and then you have to get a
I
permit.
start the permit process.
Yeah, okay.
Is there, as you have the red line here, is there anything within about 500 feet, 1,000 feet on each side of it that also could be taken care of at that time? I think of breaking it up that's 10 miles long, or say it's over 10 now, what, do you know its actual length?
Our length isn't that much, but, the clearing was done in 10 phases.
I was gonna say, so yeah, how many phases would it, you know, is something that you would look at?
We did phase one of the excavation.
Yeah.
That's when we were told we need permits after that.
So was that down where it dumps into the river?
Yes.
Cause, yeah, we farmed that and there was,
Yeah, your dad's been down there. Yep.
So the phase we're voting on would be this red line phase. But you can't do any dirt work. Or if you just break it up in this little bitty section here, then you can go in and fix this elbow here.
I don't think you can.
You'll need, you're gonna
All right.
need a permit for it regardless.
So what
Yeah,
if we,
yeah.
what if, just
But-
since
It'd be an easier permit to get than,
I don't think it's the work that's being done. Any work isn't gonna be easy because they view this as such a large body of water.
so you're still, it's
The
still the whole
smaller
thing.
drains are easier to do, but they're gonna look at this one, they're gonna spend a lot more time on.
so what if we started where we stopped with, where we got in trouble and go to this point? Because that would be probably what, a half a mile?
Well, my approach was going to be, look at this and then do what I would say phase two, which would get us, probably not to this point, but a little closer.
From where we stopped?
Yeah, probably from there up to the highway, which
So
would
do
be
this
close to the,
And another one.
yes.
Okay.
That way.
The other one upcoming, not obviously not part of this conversation.
Okay. I was just thinking maybe we should lump some more in than just this little short stretch.
Yeah, we need to have, they have to come down and do a site visit and go through the process. So while they were coming down, I was gonna try to do another phase in addition to this.
Okay.
Tell them how long that process.
I mean, just to look at this,
128.
Well, probably a year.
Yeah, the
permit.
turnaround time on a lot of these environmental permits, we've seen 9 months to 12 months.
So if we vote on this to approve the work that you have here, it may not get done for, years.
Right.
Okay. But once you get the
But
permits,
you're-
then we're
yeah,
good to
it's gonna
go
be
do other
2028
things.
By the time.
Yeah, then we're good to go do other things. So you just need a reason to start a permitting process. Gotcha.
just to look at this picture here, Tom, is the left side of the picture to the west, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, to what Jason and Justin are saying, it almost, just to look at this picture, it almost looks like, if you could extend that red line on west some, might be of more benefit than, it looks like to the east here, it looks like it's kind of got a fairly straight shot there. But you gotta,
There's not a straight section on that whole drain, Carl.
there isn't.
Very few.
It's a creek.
Okay.
It's not a drain.
It's just one curve after the other.
Whose field's on the top side there? Is that Don Schreer's?
That's Blake Waymar's.
Blake Waymar's there. Okay. Okay.
He actually owns on the south side of the drain also.
One of them.
Well, his property line's on the south side.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just guess, like I said, just to look at the picture, it'd be nice if you could get that, crook up there right before the picture disappears. There's erosion going on there too, and
It's,
Well, and it's very highly erodible soil because it's all just sand.
on the lower end, yes,
Yeah.
getting more clay once you get on the other side of the interstate. but
Right,
yeah.
but, and every time the river comes out, it's completely filled and.
you kind of know where this is at, don't you, Trevor? Yeah. Bethel Village, this is, yeah.
I make a motion that we go ahead with the estimated cost to fix the drain.
I guess could we make a motion that we do that and let you use your discretion on how much like what length you wanna go?
I'm good with, I'm
Are
okay
you-
with that.
Yeah,
So we can get a little bit more out of it than just fix.
yeah.
And maybe once you talk with them, they'll give you an idea of kind of where they'll,
That's what they're supposed to do. They come down and tell you what you can or can't do, and
maybe you'll get someone reasonable.
we can only hope.
Hopefully there's no turtles or snails or anything.
What was that down,
Darter, that's the word.
down there by the Southern Crossing? You can't do anything down there because there's a certain little fish that lives with
I
that.
think the
long time ago.
commissioners have been trying to do some work on the river down there.
It's gonna eventually erode away those bridges down, the bridge down there. And
Yeah.
So,
I second the motion.
been, moved and seconded to, continue with the recommended maintenance on Denoy Creek. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Recommendation for weed and brush spraying in 2026.
Okay, in your package should be a proposed spring spraying list. These are the drains that we have laid in the past, normally on a every other year basis. Have been spraying Noise Creek every year. Began spraying the open ditch of the Brockman last year, and I would recommend we do it again this year. But this would just be our annual spray program.
Put that out for bid, is that?
Put that out for bids. We usually open those up in at the March meeting.
I'd make a motion, we go ahead and, get bids for this spring spraying schedule for this year.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to, get, bids for our proposed spring spraying for 2026. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Unless you want to stick around for the discussion on the meantime.
Discussion on drainage board meeting time.
We are the only board that still meets after hours. Is that correct? The building now closes at 4, right? So Scott, who has to, get everything up and running, sticking around after hours, which he's getting paid for, but still sticking around after hours. I think there was brief discussion last year about if you guys wanted to move this to a different time. I think Mondays is still good, but you guys know better what's good for your schedule, especially when it comes into spring and the fall. Something you'd rather have done early in the morning or late at night still.
Tom's always been pretty good about, trying to not have meetings in May and sometimes June. And October.
Busy times.
Right.
Yeah, we've just not met. The building opens at 8. And, you know, maybe you would just as leave before you get dirty, just come to town here at, say we start our meeting at 8:05. Most of the time our meetings are less than an hour long.
Yeah, don't let this meeting like bog you guys
Yeah.
down. This
Yeah.
is, they're usually pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually half hour or so.
Yeah, half hour, 45 minutes. So that would be an alternative. You know, I don't know. I suppose if I was a member of the public, I might not like it quite as well. But,
I mean, that's the thing, like, you know, the last meeting we had, you've gotten, I mean, how much would you've gotten if you'd been early in the morning or during, or if things like that, I don't.
generally speaking, if somebody's really got a bone to pick with you,
They're gonna be.
they'll
They're gonna-
come
yeah.
no matter when the time is. And honestly, guys, we don't have big audiences ever, except if we have something real controversial.
For
So-
when we do.
Yeah.
So, and what, Jason, once or twice a year, usually is what it's been.
Less, yeah.
So, you know, if you think that would work out better with, cause all of us farm, but I do have to come to town on Monday morning for county commissioner stuff, so, I'd like to stay with the Monday, but we wouldn't have to, but,
Justin, didn't I see a school bus at
Oh,
your
yeah.
place? That's, and you're the driver?
I'm trying to support my farming habit again, so.
You got a bus route to.
so that would be a problem.
So 8:30 is probably the earliest I could do. Unless I just took a half a day off,
Yeah.
which is not particularly easy.
Are there certain times we can only meet in here on, I guess,
Well, the commissioners meeting's at 10.
Yeah,
We have to be out here by then.
yeah,
we'd have to be out by about 9:45.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fly.
right, or like the last one, that wouldn't work either.
Right, when there's a lot of public
Yeah.
comments, and we go for 2 hours or more.
So how would you, I mean, if you moved it, say if we moved it to 8:05 on a Monday and we had a meeting like that, how would that, I mean, would it just be like, we just hard cut off and then you move on, or?
Well, why couldn't you do a special meeting if we knew it was gonna be that big
Okay.
and contentious? I mean, you know, the meeting time is up to you guys.
The other thing we could do, Tom, we could meet in the county council chambers instead of here,
Mhm.
cause that room would be open
Yeah,
in the
but I-
mornings.
But I don't like that, man.
I know, I don't either. I don't either. I'll leave it up to you four. You guys decide what you think I'd like to do.
I'm new, so you guys decide.
Mornings work for me, and like I said, the same time we've been doing it works for me too, like,
Yeah, I mean, is it, want to get him out of here sooner, or everyone doesn't want to stay that, I mean, we've moved it,
He has not asked for this.
If
that's
moving
for sure,
up-
but-
So has someone complained about it or is it just?
No, it's just, this is the last meeting of the board that meet after hours.
So they tried to get away from that or something?
Yeah.
they just don't want to stay there that late, right?
Well, there's some security issues with the building and the public anymore, and, you know, it's just a different world than 20 years ago, when you just have the building open in the evening and people come and go, and, you know, that's kind of not the case anymore, so. But there's no pressure to move it that I've heard.
There's no pressure to move it, it's just a thought of,
They just wanted to recommend maybe possibly during hours, so 8 to 4.
yeah.
Yes,
Or,
yes. And Scott has said he's good with coming current time.
I've lived here, I have a small cot in the basement.
Get you a
It
hammock.
don't make any difference.
Because we don't pay him enough to have a house, so he has to live
Yeah, he's
here.
gotta live here, yeah.
You guys all have farming and other businesses, and this.
So you do have 2 dogs to take care of.
I do, yeah,
Okay.
it's true.
So Scott has livestock he has to take care of.
Well, yeah, we'll call it that.
And this isn't something you guys need to make a decision on, right? You guys discussed this last year for a little bit and said, we'll wait till the new guys get here and see what happens.
I'm fine to keep it the way it is, or I mean, we could do it at 8:30 or.
Yeah, if it goes to during the day, I assume do it first thing in the morning, 8:30 and be done with it. Or. how's
8:30,
fine, too.
8:45, you think you could make that, Justin?
Do what?
8:30 or 8:45,
Bus parking out
8:45?
here, we can-
So, I mean, right now I could, but if I had a Mount Healthy route, I could be in town by 8:30. Unless something crazy would happen, 8:30 would work.
Or just make it 8:45 so you don't.
We can do that. That's
And that would
fine.
help during basketball season too, because I don't have anything going in the mornings and then, because at nights you got games and practices, so.
Oh, man.
Want to try it for a while?
You can change it if you don't like it.
Yeah. If it gets to be too much, then we can always,
Mhm.
like you said, during busy times, we wouldn't have a meeting anyway, so.
So we'd have an hour then, which almost always would be enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we'd have to wrap it up because.
right, you just gotta go quicker.
King of being.
Carl, you have to move.
Yeah, he just.
Alright.
Play around.
Takes his plate, moves it.
I'll make a motion. We try a new meeting time of 8:45 on Monday, first Monday of every month, correct? Is that how it's? Second Monday of every month.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to change our meeting time to 8:45 on Monday. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, update on maintenance work.
Reported earlier that Selman Phase 2 has been completed. It's done by, Road Line Tile Service. A joint board with Shelby County Projects, the Sydney branch, has been completed by Wells Excavating. And Wells Excavating has also completed the sandbar removal on Big Tough Terrain. And that leaves 2 projects yet to do, this season. The one would be the Clarence Hall excavation by Wells and the Driftwood Drain excavation by Walls. So those 2 projects yet to be completed before spring. So that's where we're at. We were doing real well till the snow hit.
Well,
We all want.
Frozen grounds for anybody.
Jason, that's all I have.
guess, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All right, been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, meeting adjourned.
Trevor and Justin, I appreciate you guys being willing to do this.